Jonah, thanks for speaking with us. Tara just said in the mix zone that she felt the performance, not the result, but the performance tonight was better than last week. What did you see in terms of the team adapting to a different system, playing against, with respect to Houston, probably a higher caliber opponent as well?
Good evening. I think we did a good job in possession to possession. The changes that we propose, if we compare from the last week, I think the team played much better. If we compare with the last week, probably the first minute we didn't have the confidence to play, but I think we have spaces to play today, and we identify much better the advantage today than the last week. But when game is 50-50 and both teams can win because they have talent, we knew. But in general, I cannot say that I am sad with the performance because last week I was not happy with performance, but we got the result, we got the 3 points, and today we didn't. So I cannot be happy because we didn't win, but I cannot complain about the performance because about dictates what happened today, and in the end I have to recognize that they scored 2 goals, they won, and we had to keep working to try to improve our level.
I wanted to also ask about breaking into the final third. It seemed like maybe that was the one missing piece. Narumi mentioned maybe some distance with her and Lacey to Hatchie. What did you see as far as that side of the ball went?
Yeah, he's trying to find the balance because when you need people to stretch the defensive line, I think today we felt comfortable in possession because we had 3 players stretching the defensive line and players ready to threat behind. And that create, I think, a huge space for Lacey and Rumi. And after that, trying to find passes with Hachi dropping a little bit her position, probably we didn't have enough, with our wingbacks and Chloe and McKenna. Even that, I think the chances that we've been creating was having a good shape in taking a good decision in the type of pass that we had to do. And obviously we need to improve. We need to analyze everything what happened during the game and try to do it better for the next week.
We'll go to Thomas and Mario.
So you have 3 video reviews early in the second half. How do you feel like the team coped with the interruptions, the stoppages in terms of the rhythm of the game, and then what were your thoughts on the calls that were made?
I cannot speak a lot because you know how it works, but I know that there are difficult situations, difficult plays, and they have to take a quick decision about what happened in the game. We missed a lot of time reviewing actions that because of something. I cannot complain about that because if not, it seems like I am putting excuses, and I don't like to look that. But I think the reaction of the team was good. What I would like to know is a little more criteria about when you have to review, when you don't have to review, why one action is for, the other is not for. But now is as we are in the end of the game, we can put the focus on that, or we can put the focus on the new week because we know that everything will depend on us. We have to analyze it and try to do it better for the next week. And other things that it doesn't depend on us in the way that the refs are doing their job. We have to accept it and look forward.
And then another sellout crowd, home opener record for attendance. Just what did you make of the atmosphere today?
Was about bad news. Don't win the game because of them, especially. I think the team deserved it today. Tried to get a better result, but especially for me, for the supporters, because they've been doing a good job. We knew last season how important they were, and I am sad because of them. Because they did a good job today. They were there all the time, the full game, 90 minutes, pushing us, and we couldn't. Let's see next week. We are going to need them again, and I hope that we can get the 3 points to give them the victory because they deserve it.
Mario and Albert.
Buenas noches, Jonah. Mencionaste hace poco que te gustó un poco más el rendimiento del equipo esta noche del rendimiento anterior en el partido ante Houston. A pesar de la derrota, ¿qué cosas te gustaron de tu equipo esta noche y qué cosas buscan mejorar ya pensando en el próximo partido?
Bueno, con balón hemos estado mucho mejor. Creo que la salida que hemos tenido con 3 centrales y 2 carrileras nos ha abierto bastante el juego interior. Rumi y Lacey han tenido bastante tiempo para poder recibir en los espacios de base y bueno, por echar algo en falta, probablemente los últimos metros nos ha faltado cosas, porque el volumen de ocasiones no ha sido un volumen de ocasiones muy alto el que hemos creado, o sea, no ha sido suficiente. Aún así creo que hemos tenido ocasiones claras para poder marcar, pero bueno, echaría en falta en esa progresión, en esos últimos metros, cómo cargar algo más el área, cómo estar algo más cerca de las vigilancias para poder recuperarla una vez la pierdes y aún así poder volver a atacar. Bueno, creo que es el siguiente paso, el afinar algo mejor en esas recepciones en cuadrado, en esa última línea, en esas relaciones exteriores, en cómo ocupar área para intentar crear más peligro y que eso te acerque a la victoria.
Hola, Joana. Bona nit.
Bona nit.
L'equip pateix una mica, almenys a nivell de resultats, en els partits importants o contra rivals grans, no? Ho vam veure al play-off, a la Challenge Cup avui. Què fa falta perquè en aquest tipus de partits pugui haver-hi com resultats més clars, no? I és un tema psicològic, és un tema d'aprofitar les oportunitats, com ho veus tu?
No ho crec, a la Challenge Cup al final vam fer un partit força competitiu, vam aconseguir l'empat als 90 minuts i després als penals, que són coses que també vam treballar, vam ser millors que elles, per tant vam guanyar el partit i sabent, sobretot quan jugues contra rivals com és Orlando, Kansas, per la qualitat de les jugadores que en tenen sobretot als últims metres, la teva fase defensiva està molt condicionada, per tant has de fer un tipus de partit molt intel·ligent per evitar que les seves millors jugadores puguin participar i això implica que moltes vegades no puguis crear les mateixes oportunitats que pot ser en altres partits pots crear. Al final són partits molt igualats i que són detalls i avui no podem estar contentes perquè hem perdut, però tampoc puc dir res. Tenint en compte com estem ara mateix, no? Amb la disponibilitat de jugadores i pel partit que hem fet, crec que estic satisfet amb el partit, però no estic satisfet amb la derrota perquè evidentment tot el que volem fer és guanyar partits i el que hem de fer és continuar millorant per intentar tenir més opcions de cara a la propera setmana.
I tu a nivell personal, que venies la temporada passada de tenir una superioritat molt gran en gairebé totes les jornades de Lliga amb el Barça, vull dir, com gestiones el fet de que tots els partits siguin disputats i de que puguis empatar, puguis perdre?
En aquesta vessant molt content perquè d'alguna manera la teva versió com a entrenador, el fet de tenir aquesta sensació de que estàs competint durant 90 minuts no és dissenyar un pla de partit i deixar, sinó que has de tenir molta incidència tot el que passa al partit, no? Avui hem hagut fer canvis a la segona part a nivell de ser una mica més ofensives per intentar crear més ocasions i potser aquest escenari al passat no el tenia. Per tant, aprofito aquesta igualtat que en tenim perquè al final els partits els resolguen per detalls i el que fa que la teva feina com a entrenador sigui fins i tot més important.
Coach, ¿cómo el gol, verdad, que llega con el penal, condiciona un poco el partido? O sea, no quiero preguntarte de referee, pues sé que no puedes hablar sobre eso, pero ¿cómo quizás ese gol de penal condicionó el plan que había de trabajo para este partido?
Sí, claro, siempre que hay goles para un lado o para el otro condicionan en lo que pasa a partir de eso. El rival hizo algunos cambios seguramente más defensivos, nosotros hemos hecho cambios pues seguramente también más ofensivos, aún así lo hemos intentado, hemos hecho todo lo que hemos podido, todo lo que está en nuestra mano, pero me ha gustado la reacción del equipo. Hemos tenido 10-15 minutos después del gol de Arreón, creo que es la siguiente acción, el saque de inicio, cuando nos anulan el gol, cuando nos pitan el penalti que luego se revisa, es decir, hemos tenido llegadas después de ese gol. A mí me gusta mucho cuando la reacción cuando concedes un gol, ¿no? Es la que hemos tenido hoy porque muchas veces la tendencia de los equipos puede ser que te partas, que tomes malas decisiones, pero me ha gustado de la manera como hemos reaccionado al primer gol porque hemos estado muy cerca de conseguir el empate, aunque infelizmente no lo hemos conseguido.
El ajuste, ¿qué ajuste vas a hacer para el próximo partido? Ya el viernes tienes la oportunidad de volver a ganar en casa. Recuerdo que cuando ganaron la Challenge Cup me hablaste de lo importante que es que este estadio, o sea, tu casa se convierte en un fortín para poder aspirar a ganar la liga.
Sí, totalmente. Obviamente aún es pronto porque falta ver qué es lo que está haciendo BFC. Sé que la semana pasada hicieron algo diferente a lo que estaban haciendo la temporada pasada, pero bueno, queda todavía este partido para terminar de ajustar, definir qué es lo que tenemos que hacer de cara a la semana que viene. Y sí, obviamente que el interés, el deseo que tenemos jugando aquí en el Audi Field Stadium es siempre pues intentar conseguir el mayor número de victorias posibles. Es la primera derrota como entrenador aquí en casa, la cual cosa no me hace estar contento, pero bueno, orgulloso de cómo el equipo se ha esforzado.
We'll wrap up here with Cal.
Thank you. Jonah, you're always talking about, learning after every game. Just this is the second game of the season. What are the lessons you took from, the great performance you had just falling short in the final game of the season last season? What is it you learned from that entire season that you're going to apply towards this season, and how much so far are these injuries holding you back from those?
Well, the last question, I think we have more players available next week. That's going to be a good news. Obviously, we cannot advance anything because we had to train, and let's see how the players are improving and getting better for the next week. It's for sure that we need them because we need to have enough players to compete, but happy even that with the players who are playing right now. And then in terms of learning, I think we are in the beginning. We have a good starting point if we compare with the last season. In the way that this team competes, I think today is a good example. After conceding the goal, in the next 10-15 minutes we've been creating 2-3 clear chances to score. So when you concede a goal and you can react like that, that's very, very important, because maybe other teams can react in other ways and be more disorganized or something like that. But the perception after the goal conceded was good, because we create the most important chances in the game. And it's just the beginning. I know that it's going to be a long season, and for me the most important thing is improve our performance every week. And I think we improve our performance if we compare with the last week, but today was not enough. So what we have to do is keep learning about the good things, the bad things, and try to be a better team.
Speaking of injuries, Trinity came on the second half, and then towards the end, it looked like she was hobbling a little bit. What's the status of that now? Trinity, yeah.
Yeah, she played last week. I think it's important, especially when you are coming back from a mid or long injury, that you can have good quality minutes. I don't like to speak, about play 60, 70, 80 or the full game if you are not in your best. So right now we wanted to give her the option to play 35, 40 minutes with the extra time, and I think it's important for her. If she's having good feelings after the game, she's going to be more available probably for the next week.
Finally, you played 3 at the back today. Was that a factor? Was this particular game a factor? Is that something we're going to look forward going forward in the future?
We can. I think it's soon to say what we are going to do in the next week, and for sure I'll not say what we are going to do next week. But it's a type of system that I personally like, because in the position that you are occupying when you are defending are the same when you are attacking. So in terms of order and shape, it's easier for the player, and also because the player's availability give me the chance to adjust, how you can increase the options to win with the player that you have. And I think today, playing with 3 center backs, we were going to have more chances to win the game. That was the decision. Next week, I don't know. Let's see.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jonah. We'll be back.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, everybody, we have Aubrey Kingsbury and Ashley Hatch. Go to Jason.
Aubrey, Ashley, thanks for speaking with us. I guess, Ashley, you probably see this question coming, but wanted to ask about the sequence on the penalty kick. It looked like maybe there was a jersey grab and not just a push, but I wanted to know what you felt and saw in the moment and what was maybe conveyed to you as the call worked out the way it did.
Not much was conveyed to me after, but yeah, I just was able to turn and definitely felt some contact, so naturally, as a good forward would do, try to draw a foul, but call didn't go our way, so a little unfortunate, but yeah.
And from both of your perspectives, we've been talking to Jonah and a few of the other players about the system change to playing out of a back three. What did you see in terms of that working? What maybe needs work to make it pan out for the future? What did you see on that front?
I think we had a great game plan against Kansas City. We really limited their chances. Chewinga was kind of a non-factor until the end when we were pushing forward. And yeah, the second half they hardly got out of their half. So yeah, not necessarily something we'll do every game, but that was part of the game plan strategy coming in with how they like to put 5 on our back line. But yeah, I thought we did a great job of finding the space and created some great chances. Especially I'm thinking of Lacey early in the second half. Credit to their keeper, had some good saves, and they defended well. It just wasn't our night with the officiating, with the finishing, but I'm proud of the performance. I thought we did a great job and controlled a lot of the match.
And we'll go over to Emily.
Something else that was brought up throughout the night is the fact that the performance tonight felt better than it did against Houston, and that there was an overall improvement. Obviously, you don't get the win, but for both of you as leaders on this team, what or how do you kind of convey as a team that this is a long season and that there are positives to take away, and how are you approaching your 2 games in, and you win one, you lose one, but you improve on a performance as a whole? And Aubrey, if you want to start.
Yeah, like you said, it's a long season, but it hurts because it's at Audi. We know we're the better team. Against Houston, they outpossessed us. They might have even created more chances than us, but I think we scored in kind of our only 2 good opportunities. Here, we had a lot of opportunities, couldn't find the back of the net, so those games are always difficult to swallow as a competitor when you feel like the opportunities are there and you just don't take advantage of them. But like you said, it's a long season. We definitely want to win every game at home. We want to win every game, really, there is, especially knowing that Kansas City is going to be probably one of the better teams at the end of the season. And so really to drop points to them hurts. But we are building. It's a marathon, and I think some good lessons were learned, and we played more of the style that we want to play. So that is a win, and we can take that as a positive and hopefully build on that for Friday's home game.
Jimena?
This question is for you, Aubrey. How was to play against Chewinga?
Yeah, she's a great player. We prepare for her, and again, we played more of a 5-back just to make sure that there was always close cover with her. I thought Tara did an incredible job on her. She really didn't have much until the end when we were pushing numbers forward, and they had that break there, and kind of unlucky, to be honest. It like goes off my hands and into her body, and so that stinks because I thought we were going to push and get an equalizer at the end. But yeah, she's a great player. She was MVP last year and Golden Boot winner. Like, great to have her in our league, and we love games against good players, and I thought we were up for the challenge, and we'll continue to be ready for whatever any opponents throw at us this season.
And this question is for both of you. You have a new teammate. She's Rebecca Bernal from Mexico. How is this whole experience to have a new member? And have you ever eat any special dish, or how is the connection with her? What do you learn about her culture?
She's super fun to have. I mean, I feel like the second she got here, we've been asking a lot of her, you know, playing different positions, different roles. But the first thing she said to all of us when she got here was she was excited to just contribute to the team and do whatever the team needed of her. And so from that first interaction, we knew that she was a good one. And because we've been so busy, we haven't really been able to do much off the pitch. But she's a tremendous player, super aggressive. Really good with her long balls and her distribution. So she definitely adds to the team, and we're really happy to have her.
Yeah, she hasn't cooked for us yet, but we'll have to ask her.
Thank you.
We'll go over to Thomas.
So obviously you all are used to navigating injuries. In this match you don't have Hal, and Croy has the setback when maybe she was on pace to return in this game. Just how do you feel, how much of a factor do you think those absences may have been in a game like this?
I mean, like, we always miss our players when they're gone and when they're injured, but we also have a lot of players that are available, and so just like making the most of the players that we do have, I think that we have a deep enough bench to be able to still continue to win games. Obviously, we'd like to have a full roster. That always helps and just gives us more options, like depending on what the game presents. So hopefully all those players can get back soon and we can be in full strength, but we never like to see it as an excuse, because I think that we're good enough.
And then a sellout crowd, home opener record for attendance. Just what did you make of the atmosphere?
Honestly, I felt like it was even better than the playoffs last year. Like, I thought, you know, we would kind of come back and start at that level, but I thought we, like, raised the bar again. I was just, like, kind of pinching myself, you know, at times where I just felt the stadium was just ready to erupt, and, like, it would probably crumble if we scored because people were just on the edge of their seat. Especially during the penalty kick, like, it was so loud. So thank you to all our fans. Gosh, I miss nights at Audi this off season, and being here tonight, like, reminded me, like, it's just the best feeling ever playing in front of our fans at Audi.
All right, we'll go back to the second row and then over to Vitas.
Hi, Ashley. You guys couldn't seem to find the back of the net today. Can you talk about, like, how you make sure missed opportunities doesn't become, like, a bigger problem throughout the season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like creating more opportunities is something that we're consistently working on. So I think focusing on the things that we did well, I think there's a few chances that we were, like, this close from just, like, missed timing or just hitting it a little bit better, placing it instead of power or whatnot. So I think just more repetition, continuing to create stronger relationships in and around the box, and yeah, just continuing to practice and have a positive mindset going forward, and I think we'll be good.
And Aubrey, after a strong defensive display in the first half, and later in the second half you grab your 500th regular season save, how does going down a goal early in the second half to a penalty, how does that kind of affect the team morale, the defensive morale, and how do you guys bounce back from that?
Yeah, this team is used to coming back from behind. Both of our playoff games at Audi, we came back from behind, so there was always belief that we would find the equalizer later in the match, and we thought we did at one point. But yeah, I think we responded really well tonight, and we have historically, and there's been a ton of late winners, late equalizers in our history at Audi. I think that's credit to the fans and being kind of our 12th man, but yeah, I just came up a little short, but I think that's part of our DNA is we always fight till the end.
Thank you.
We'll go to Vitas and then wrap up with one more with Jason.
First of all, commiserations on the loss. Ashley, this one's for you. Speaking to Narumi in the mix zone, she mentioned that perhaps at times there was a little bit too much space between her and Lacey and yourself. I just wanted to ask you, what kind of tweaks could you guys make going forward if you're going to continue playing in this system?
Yeah, definitely. I think that happened naturally because we had a 5-back and it did feel like there was a lot of space and a lot of distance between Lacey, Nairumi, and me. So I tried to like either close that distance by coming into that pocket or just stretching them. When I was stretching them, I feel like the balls probably needed to go over them, but a lot of times they dropped in front of them and there was a lot of space. And because of the distance, we couldn't win those second balls, and Kansas City was a lot closer. So I think we'll learn a lot from this game. Like Aubrey said, this is our first time like playing in a 3-back, and we did pretty well for the first time. So I think that we'll learn a lot and we'll do better going forward.
And just to follow up on that, Aubrey, how did you feel in the 3-back, not only defensively, but kind of building out of the back with those 3 center defenders in front of you?
I thought it was a great move for tonight, and we got more comfortable in it as we progressed through the match. At the beginning, we didn't have our spacing right and just didn't get enough passes. We're a little frantic and didn't make the best decisions on the ball. But I think towards the end, especially the second half, like they really didn't have any possession, and we could kind of move them however we wanted. So, yeah, I think it was a great game plan. It's unfortunate to come up short tonight.
And Jason, take us home.
Well, Vitas asked the question I had in mind almost word for word. So I will kind of pivot. This being week 2, you've both been through seasons where the team was doing well from the start, and then seasons where it wasn't going well, especially towards the end. How far along do you think the group is overall, given a little more stability with Jonah and Adrian both being in place from the jump? All of that, just big picture, how do you feel about the group right now?
We're pretty good. I'm excited about where we're at and where we're headed. This preseason was the most competitive I've ever been a part of as a Washington Spirit player. Yes, we have a lot of injuries, but we will get those players back, and it's going to be really hard even to make the 18 game day roster and the 11 starting lineup. So yeah, we've got the pieces there. We just need to get the points, which is important to put us in a position to hopefully win the Shield and be at the top of the table.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Aubrey and Ashley. We will see you back here
Thank
next
you, guys.
Friday.
Thank you.
Thanks.